just so far from here, focused on my own way, with never looking back to those who lived in fear. There was nothing I could do, there was nothing you said that could make me realize how much lucky I was. Just out of reach of the fire, was not aware of this nightmare. But when I stopped to see through sight, begging for help, begging for hope, just need to open my eyes now, to try to change them to sunshine, to be someone among others. I've got to try it. If I bleed tonight, if I am sad tonight, I don't have a job to find. And if I work tonight, I'm so tired tonight, I fall asleep when I'm home. When I'm there's no way to go, no one that can see me through at the side of the light. I can see my life is crap, I have to see them too. I just live into my world, far from the pain, the feel. Just out of reach of the fire, was not aware of the start of hell. But when I stop to see through sight, begging for help, begging for hope, just need to open my eyes now, to try to change them to sunshine, to be someone among others. I've got to try. If I bleed tonight, if I am sad tonight, I don't have a job to find. And if I work tonight, if I'm so tired tonight, I fall asleep when I'm home. I was so wrong, I was so blind, I was so dumb and out of time. I was so wrong, I was so blind, I was so
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming. And the rockets' red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Hi, good evening, race fans, and welcome alive tonight here, Indianapolis Motor Speedway for the ISRA Ford Entertainment Group PC Xfinity Series. And man, I tell you what, it's been a while. It's been a while since we've been on here, but we're back at it again with some action. And Indianapolis, boy, this is a famed track here. The bricks there on the starting line, and well, everybody knows about the Indy 500, but we're doing some Xfinity cars here tonight. Joe White up here in the booth, and coming to be old Jeff, man. Jeff, how you doing?
Doing well. I'm excited to be back home again in Indiana here. For those of you that don't know, this is my home track. I go to Purdue University, so just an hour or so away, hour and a half away at the most.
Man, that is awesome. I tell you, like you said, you're back at it here, and hopefully things will get back to going right. And we're getting set here. Qualifying's winding down. We got a little less than a minute for everybody to catch their breath, sit back, relax, get something to drink, you know, kind of just ease into everything here. And while we're doing that, I can fix a few things on the driver's side here for y'all folks out there. Jeff, what do you think we're going to see tonight, man?
I'm hoping we don't see a lot of wrecks because, man, when they are here at Indianapolis, not only are they big, but it gives the drivers a lot of time as they're pacing around to get inside their own heads. And unfortunately, in races like this, cautions breed cautions. You don't want to see drivers get taken out at all. And the time it takes between cautions, one, it's a lot of time for us to kill up here in the booth. But more importantly, for those drivers, man, when they are just sitting there thinking and thinking and thinking, it's not a good combination. You want these drivers focused. You want them hitting their marks. And when they are just stuck there pacing under caution, it can really, really mess with their heads.
I agree with you there. You're right. Definitely, mess with their heads, mess with their psyche, so to speak, in the car. We'll just have to see what they're up to here tonight. Got a good field as we're getting set to grid these boys up here for the Ford Entertainment Group PC Xfinity Series. As Josh Saucy, man, puts it out front. Let's throw the grid up here, let everybody see. On pole, he puts it out there, Josh Saucy. Roger Mattis, Matisse, I'm going to say Matisse. All right, sitting in second. And Rob Haynes there in third, Anthony up in the fourth. Thomas Latimer starting in the fifth. We got Chris McCullen right there in the sixth place spot. Steve Evanis, I know I messed that all up, but Steven's going to be up in the seventh. And eighth place man Tom Drelly. Ninth place got Jason Branch. And 10th, round out the 10th, we got Stephen Massey right there. As we look through the rest of the field, I always say, man, got some bad, fast drivers out here. They do some awful bad, fast things here at pretty big track here tonight.
It is. It's 2.5 miles long, a long way around for these drivers. It's also got 2 short chutes between all the turns. So turn 1 to turn 2, there's a little short chute. I think off the top of my head, it's 1/8 of a mile long. And you can sort of sacrifice your run there, your corner exit off of turn 1 in order to get a really good entry into the turn. So what these drivers might be doing is you sort of overdrive the entry to 1 so you don't get that great of a runoff, and then you take turn 2 or turn number 4, easy entry, and get a really good run on corner exit. You really need a good run on corner exit for corners 2 and 4 because these straightaways, they are so long that if you don't get a good run off, you are going to be passed like crazy.
Hey, I'll go with you on that one. That definitely a good explanation of what we're going to see here tonight. So let's gear them up here. Got 80 laps. We've got a few stages here. I know the first stage is lap 25. We pull up here for the next stage for us here. Next stage is going to be lap 50, and then obviously the famed stage, lap 80. Now we do have, and for the folks out there that keep it up to date on penalties and all that, Matt McCain, he has had a pass-through penalty from past week in Iowa. He's going to have to serve it. He will be 3 laps from taking the green. So basically he's going to be in the hole starting off of this race. He'll be 3 laps down. And yeah, some of the things, we don't really cover a lot of the penalty stuff because, you know, I let the admins kind of do their thing there. But if you're wondering why Matthew is pretty much going to be 3 laps down starting in here, and I'm not even seeing him on the track yet. So what's if he comes in after the green flag, if it shows up or whatnot. So getting set and geared up here. Man, Indy. I tell you, this is it's known for the Indy 500, and Jeff, you know, we just did one of those here a couple weeks ago for the majors, and that was exciting to watch. It was a full Indy 500 race, and we saw the speeds that those cars do. Obviously, these cars won't get up to that kind of speed, but nonetheless, will be very exciting as we get set to go green flag. Here we go, pace cars in, and it takes a little bit of a long march. But the green flag flies, and man, you'll see these guys go 3-4 wide on the stretch, but they'll have to settle that down going into turn 1.
You're right. Corner 1 here, it's tricky. You can sometimes hit it wide open if you get a really good run on a restart, but other than that, you're going to have to get on the brakes a little bit, at the very least off the gas, typically on the brakes, though. Especially as the run goes on, the cars will get really, really tight in turns 1 and 3, and you've got to be able to adapt to that. This is a long run track. You have to take care of your tires. This track will punish you if you burn through your equipment. So these drivers have to not only be fast, they have to be smart.
No, I agree with you there, too. Yeah, definitely, you're talking about tires, battle up front. Josh, he's on the inside, but old Roger right there wants it outside. Not really sure which way. I think the inside would probably be the preferred line here, but they're going to get single file. Well, you got to try to get everything you can here early, and that's why you're going to see these guys try to pass as much as they can. There comes Matthew. He's on pit lane. I figured that's what will happen is it'll show him after he comes in. It looks like our pole sitter, though, already struggling a little bit. He's falling back. Here comes Thomas Lattimore and Rob Haynes on his back bumper.
Anthony Thitchener already got by him, and now here comes Rob Haynes looking to formulate a run. You see that he gets a better run off the corner. You're going to see now, look at the speed difference down the straightaway. It's just a couple miles an hour, which doesn't sound like much, but on a straightaway this long, it can really, really hurt you if you don't get a good run off. And now advantage on the inside to Rob Haynes going into turn number 3. He doesn't need to worry about a corner exit there for turn 3 because he's got just the short chute. Now backs up the corner entry to 4, gets a really good run off. He will be clear by turn 1, no problem. And the 38 of Thomas Lattimore should be side by side with Josh Susie. There goes the 60, Chris McCullough. He's now diving down to the bottom.
Absolutely, and a still good side-by-side, door-to-door battle right there with Rob Haynes and company. And you got about 4 cars, and boy, see Josh came out of the turn. That thing got all kind of sideways on him there a minute, Jeff.
It did, but he ended up getting the run he needed down the straightaway, but it all gets thrown away when he gets a little bit loose off corner 1 there. Now Rob Haynes to the outside, and he's going to have to defend as Josh Susie pulls a crossover move. He's to the inside of the 29. They are still side by side a full lap later. He dives it hard there into turn number 3, but look at the run the 29's going to get. Not enough, though. Here comes the 38. Josh Susie's in a little bit of trouble, but he manages to hold off the 38. Now in a lot of trouble, though, is Rob Haynes as he's trying to hold on that outside line. It's not where you want to be.
Absolutely not. Door-to-door, Rob's there. Thomas on the inside. The M&M machine rolling right now. You've got Chris McCullough on the back stretch behind him, trying to figure out which way he goes. He dives to the inside. He's going to take that low line on him. So, again, a lot of passing and grooving here, but you're going to see for the most part as the tires start to wear out, as the run goes on, these guys are getting in a single file line. You see them already start pushing a little bit coming out of the turn. That's kind of typical with this track.
It is. Something else that's pretty typical is drivers pulling away out front. Roger Rios Mateus and Anthony Thitchener have pulled away from the field. My gosh, they've already got a second and a half, but they are bumper to bumper here. Just about half a car length separates the 2 leaders, but then they've got a full second and a half back to everybody else. That's a hard gap to overcome for the drivers behind them because now these drivers out front, they are going to be quick.
Well, I'll tell you what, Tom drilling right there, he drilled the wall. He drove it out of the turn to short shoot. That thing went up against the wall. He was able to hold on to it. Luckily, nobody behind him. He checked the field a little bit, but not too bad. But that hurt the front side, the right side of that car. He's got a little damage to it, so I have to see how much it affects him. Right now, it looks like a little bit. You need the handling here, and you definitely need, it's more of a handling style track, but you definitely still need that speed. You need the aerodynamics. A little bit of hit or a little bit of contact on these cars definitely will show. As right now, Tom was he was up there about the 5th, 6th place spot. He's falling back very quickly. He's about to drop out of the top 10 here soon.
Damage to these cars is exceptionally bad here at Indianapolis because, like we said, these super long straightaways, if you don't have that aerodynamics, man, it can really make it a long run down the straight. Just really adds it adds more onto an already difficult enough track because you've taken damage. You're not going to be as quick. You're going to lose straightaway speed. Even worse, you're going to lose stability in the corner. The handling is going to go away in the car. It's just all around a bad thing to have damage here. It's a bad thing to have damage anywhere, but especially at Indianapolis, it can hurt you so much worse because of the size of this track.
Yes, it can. Jacob Eisenhower right here, running pretty good. He's battling, actually, Tom Drelling, trying to hang on to the 9th place spot, but just not going to be able to. I think the damage is too much on that machine. You see Darren Bruce and company back here battling behind him. You got Jim Westerfield. I know the family members are out there pulling on, rooting for him. And, obviously you got the family members up there for Chris McCullen and Kenneth McCullen out there. That's one of the good things here. So far, clean and green. And, man, I tell you, I don't know who that was back there, but they came out of the turn trying to see if I can't get to him. I think that was Anthony Keys. Man, he came out of the short chute there, Jeff. That car stepped out from the sideways, and it just got all kind of wiggly on him, but he was almost dirt tracking that thing out of the turn.
Good thing that he held on to it. These Xfinity cars, I almost said Indy cars, these Xfinity cars are very hard to hold on to at times. They can snap loose on you, and then they are just gone like the wind.
Oh, absolutely. And right now, Tom Drilling is just battling. He's hurting after he hit that car. That thing will just not rotate to the turn. He is dropping like a rock in water here. It was way up to about 5th, 6th spot. He's back now to 12th, and he's getting past just car after car on the inside. So definitely the damage is bad. The handling on the car is not handling the way he wants it to. Jason Branch right now coming around him, but still out front. Anthony Thickner. I hope I said that right. Is that right? Thickner? Is that right?
Thickner, I'm not quite sure which, but...
Yeah, well. Thickner. You're probably right. Thickner is probably the closest. I know he'll correct me either way. he'll get me after the race sometimes. There we go. Either way, he's out front leading, and he's doing a pretty darn good job right there. He does have Roger behind him. The one thing I'm starting to notice now with these machines is coming out of those turns, those rear ends are starting to slide out from under them. We're 8 laps in. I know that's pretty early, but at this point when you're going to start, this track's a 2.5 mile track. It's the size of Daytona. It's just not built like Daytona. It's obviously more of a flatter style track. But at this point, you start feeling the tire wear. Now, Roger, he's going to start putting the pressure on Anthony up here for the lead. It's going to be a good 2-car battle up front. Look at that.
They're still pulling away from the rest of the field as well. They've got about 1.6 seconds over Josh Susi, who's starting to run them down a little bit. They're certainly not pulling away anymore like they were before, but now Anthony Thichner, Roger, Rios Mateus, they are just battling up front. Right now, they're battling until lap 25. That's the end of the first stage. They're 10 laps in, though, almost, so these drivers are starting to know what their cars are going to do on the long run, and it's really interesting to see how little the lap times have fallen off. Usually, when you think Indianapolis, the times fall off quite a bit. They've actually only lost roughly a tenth a lap or so. It sounds like a lot, but it's not as bad as it usually is for these drivers.
And here's this word that we use week in and week out, momentum. It really does play. Even though this place it's not totally flat, but it does not have a lot of banking to it. You have a slight banking to the turns here in the short chutes. But you have to carry your momentum, especially out of 4 and out of 2, going down those long straightaways, because that's where you want to try to make your pass or set the guy up in front of you. And turn 4, I know through coming out of 3, then going through the short chute and going into turn 4, You can lose so much time if you don't, calculate it just right out of 4 to be able to try to set up and stay with the guy in front. So, again, we'll use that word, the momentum there. You see Roger, he's doing quite a bit, but we're already seeing, looks like one car's coming on pit road. That's Thomas Lattimore.
I'm not
pit stop?
sure.
Wow, early.
Scheduled pit stop. This is a scheduled pit stop for Thomas here. We're only 10 laps into this event.
Yeah, I saw Josh Mayhew. Obviously, Tom Drilling looks like he's coming on pit road. He has that damage there. Let's look at Tom's car. See if maybe we can get an idea. His car looks clean. Josh's car looks clean. I'm just not sure why they would pass for the lead. Rogers had enough riding behind him. He's got that Stars and Bars machine up front. Good pass there. Wow, so it drops Anthony back to second. Roger takes over the lead. Anthony blinks just a little bit. I hope he comes back. Wait a minute. Anthony's coming up here. There's some early pit stops here. Wow, 12 laps in. Now, with that said, remember, we do have a stage. They do cautions at the stages of 25. So could this be a split the stage in half type of strategy?
I suppose, but doing the math, I don't see the advantage. Right now, they're about 3 seconds off of their time. So this is the sort of fall off we're expecting to see. So they're 3 seconds off. You're 3 seconds a lap quicker than the leaders, but at a track where a lap is 53 seconds, I mean,
Yeah.
just the math isn't there.
Let me throw another wrench at the monkey in the wrench, whatever way you want to say it. Tire limits are on tonight. I think that's that was the first time I've done one, I believe, in this series that they have 4. So with that said, there is 2 caution stages. Obviously, there's 80 laps total. So that's 2 caution stages. So that would be, let's say if you did make a pit stop, that would be 2 pit stops there of 2 of your sets. You got to keep that in mind. If these guys are changing now, that means they're not going to change at the stage, or they could eventually going to run out of set of tires. They're going to have to either take the last stage or go through one of them stages without a set. A lot of strategies being involved here already. Kind of unique. Going to keep us on our toes here tonight.
Yeah, I'm still looking for a rhyme or reason. It's entirely possible that it was sort of a monkey see, monkey do thing, where one driver pit and everyone else sort of followed, but the math isn't there. You would need to be 3 seconds quicker a lap for 20 laps in order for pitting early and splitting the stage and have to be worth it, which is just not going to happen. And you're never going to continue to be 3 seconds faster than the leaders. So either there's a fuel limit that's been implemented, or we're missing something. But I really don't know why everyone would come down and pit, because if you stay out here and run the entire first stage on the same set of tires, you're going to win the stage.
I agree with you on that one. I mean, I have no clue. Don't really. Couldn't tell you on it, man. But it's going to be interesting to see what these guys do. And Josh Saucy, though, remember, he put it on the pole. He is yet to pit. Actually, the top 9 has yet to pit. So we'll have to. Interesting. To say the least. I mean, interesting.
I'm going to duck out and talk with some drivers real quick and find out what's going on. So I will be right back, because I want to get to the bottom of it.
Hey, go for it, yeah. We'll let old Jeff go down and do some pit road reporting and see what he could come up with. Maybe on kind of what these guys are trying to do, or see what they can do and whatnot. But well, we hope you're enjoying it here. We're at Indianapolis Motor Speedway tonight for the Ford Entertainment Group PC. And if you're looking for a very good iRacing Just see old Stephen Massey there going to pit road. If you're looking for a very good iRacing PC or just a PC in general, but Jeffrey Ford, the man who runs and owns Ford Entertainment Group, it's Ford Entertainment Group PC. He owns it. He specializes mostly in iRacing and iRacing simulator style PCs. He can build you pretty much whatever you want, but his expertise is in the sim area of things, and most notably he's well known throughout the iRacing community, and I want to appreciate him sponsoring it out here for us tonight. It's a good race so far. Looks like we've got a little bit of battle here going on. The 03 machine there, Kenneth's going to take over third. And we've got a lot of pit strategy, and old Jeff is going to run down there and see if he can't get a word with a couple of drivers and find out maybe. I doubt they're going to share too many secrets because they don't want it to go out on the broadcast, but as you see the top 2 guys, now everybody's coming into pit road, the top 6. So that pretty much cycles everybody around pit-wise. And still, again, wow, what'd you find anything out, Jeff?
Yes, there is a fuel limit. 50% fuel for these drivers, so they are coming in to have enough fuel to make it to the end of the stage. That is what was going on. It wasn't a tire thing. It wasn't a strategy. They just needed fuel.
Well, here's the thing, though. Some of them guys did take tires, 14 second. Some of them only took 2 tires. So with that said, and like you just said there, fuel. The guys that took 4 tires are still going to run into and this is what I love, because this is what we run into on the Wednesday night series. Remember the strategy with the tires and with with these stages, they're stage cautions, and I like it because this right here really it mixes it up. It makes you think. It makes you have to have a lot of strategy out there. But the top 3 guys had 14-second pit stop, so I know they did 4 tires. It doesn't take that long to fill the car up. But now Anthony had a 9-second, so I'm going to assume he took 2 tires. Now there is a couple out there that took 6-second pit stops, which kind of indicates maybe, they just took fuel only. That's getting in the realm of kind of closer to fuel only. You start getting 9-10s, it's usually 2 tires. You might as well take 2 tires, but then again, you might not. 14 seconds, you pretty much know they took tires.
Right. If it were me out there, I absolutely would not have taken tires. You're 12 laps into the race, you have 80 laps, and you only get 4 sets of tires. Breaking that up, you need to go at least 16 laps per set of tires, right? Yeah, 16 laps per set of tires. And, man, I really don't know. So you're sort of throwing off your numbers there. So what Josh did, I think, is the right call, where he stayed out for 16 laps, and then he came down and pitted. Now, at that point, I probably would have taken 4 tires, but at the same time, maybe you don't. Maybe you save those 4 tires for the 2-stage breaks and something along those lines, but I don't know. That's a strategy call for every driver individually, and we'll see how it ends up working out for these drivers.
I'm with you in a little. Josh right there, Saucy, who was one of the last ones to pit, he had a 7-second pit stop. That's close to 2 tires or none. It's kind of hard to say, around about 7.6 seconds, so it's really hard to say if he took them. I'd have to go back and watch his pit stop, obviously, to see if they jacked the car up, and I didn't watch it. But with that said, he did not really lose a lot of positions. He's still back in 7th. Obviously, we're going to have a stage caution at lap 25. And what we know up here, Jeff, is a lot of this with these tires and so forth, the way that it's done, and the fuel. Now that we know the 50% fuel, oh man, that throws in even more of strategy and controversy in there, because not only, normally you have 100%, they have 100% fuel on the Wednesday night, so they don't really have to worry about the fuel part. They just run it. They'll run out of tires where they run out of fuel. But here, they really could run out of fuel, so they'll have to make a pit stop whether they need tires or not.
Correct. And for the last stage, I imagine what we're going to see is people coming down and pitting. Really, the stage will start around lap 55, so it's going to be pretty similar to this first stage where it's 25 laps of racing. The second stage is actually going to work out to be the smallest, the shortest, because we're going to race from about lap 30 once we go back green to lap 50. So keeping those things in mind, maybe, I could see why people take tires now and then not take tires in the second stage, but we'll have to see how it ends up working out. It's all dependent on how these things end up working out. But Roger has cycled around to be the leader. Thomas Lattimore is literally exactly half a second back. Rob Haynes is about a second and a half back, and then a big gap to Stephen Evasius in fourth, who's about 5.8 seconds back. So this field is really broken up after those pit stops, but Roger Rios Mateus is leading the way.
Yes, he is, and I tell you, just looking at the lap times too, and some of the guys who, with the quicker pit stops, and some of the guys who we pretty much can tell who took 4 tires, they're about a second, maybe not quite a second and a half faster, but it looks about at least a second quicker on the track. So you can see the advantage of new tires versus older tires, but again, you've got to be able to cycle and manage these things. Right now, very good races. Roger Rayos out front, leading it. Thomas Lattimore more right there in second. Man on a move right now, though. Chris McCullen up in 6th. He just went around Anthony there. He was one of the 4 tires. His last lap was a 54.70. So one of the quickest out here. That's to give you an idea. Darren Bruce, who had a 10-second pit stop, and it's most notably that'd be either a 2-tire or just fuel, he ran a 55.7, so a solid second, pretty much about a second difference between the two. And again, it takes us back to this conversation we're going to be talking about a lot. I am very excited that iRacing brought in or implemented the tire limits, because it has brought out about a whole new strategy and a whole new way of looking at these races in general. It's not, not so much the fastest guy that just blisters the field and get new tires every time they have a caution or just go into pits. Now you got to throw a little strategy in, just like the real guys. I mean, you still can be the fastest person on the track and the fastest car out there, but you also have to, I've always said it, you have to make a total package throughout a whole race. Your pit stops, your speed, your setup, which setup they don't have to worry about here, but speed, driving, everything has to click and come together in order to win one of these things.
You're right. It adds more strategy in, and I think everybody loves more strategy in a race. So right now, some really good runs out here, though. Roger Rios Mateus is pulling away from Rob Haynes in second. Thomas Lattimore has fallen all the way to third. Stephen Evasius now in fourth, and Darren Bruce all the way back in fifth. That's your top 5. Looking further back, Chris McCullen in 6th, Stephen Massey in 7th. Anthony Thitchener has fallen all the way to 8th. Jason Branch in 9th. Justin Gledhill sits all the way back in 10th, as we are just about to get this stage-ending caution fairly soon. They are on lap 24, and it's a 25-lap first stage.
Absolutely. We want to appreciate everybody out there tuning in. We're here live tonight here on the YouTube here at OSR Network and Facebook OSR Network. And I see we get, several people out there watching. We're kind of doing it over there, too, in another place. What's up, Craig? How you doing? We appreciate it out there. Looks like, Matt Enos. What's up, Ruthie? How you doing? Joshua, Roger. It says Dawn, but I know her by Twyla, because that's my sister. Jimmy Crow. And I know now she's gonna beat me half to death for that one. But we'll appreciate everybody out there tuning in. Been a good one so far. We're cycling through pit stops, but what we're looking for here right now, we're on lap 25, so that's what we're looking for is lap 25. They have to complete it, though. And so he's going to have to make one more circuit around here. Roger Rayos does. I hope I said his middle name there. I'm going to say Rayos. As he's going to come down, looks to be he's on the back stretch right now. That's another thing that they have to do here, Jeff. They have to complete the lap 25. We've seen it. I've seen it here on this series before. They get out here and run out of fuel on that lap and not been able to complete it. So you definitely got to be able to complete this lap. As you come out of 4, looks like Roger Rayos is going to lead and win stage 1 here tonight.
That he will, and the caution flag flies to freeze the field What a great run for him so far, right off the bat. Now we're going to be running until lap 50. That's where the next stage ends. And then a final stage is all the way to lap 80. This is an 80-lap event, 200 miles here tonight at Indianapolis.
Absolutely, I tell you, it's a good one. When is the next Daytona race here? I don't know, but you know what? Now, Jeff, you might be excited about this one. I don't want to get too far off because obviously, I don't really want to talk about too many other leagues while we're on here, but we have trucks this Wednesday at Eldora. So that ought to be interesting. But I'm not sure when the Daytona. We had Daytona, I think, last week. I'd have to check my schedule. I'm sorry, but I don't think we're going to have Daytona for a while. Probably not going to be another Daytona for a while. We got Talladega. Talladega will be coming up. I know there's another Talladega, so I think Daytona. But we're under caution. And you know what that means? Gonna bring up, man, our title sponsor for the cautions here, and that's old Select Seal Coat and Asphalt Repair. That's the caution sponsor here. They got 20 years of experience, and I tell you, if you're looking for anything commercial or residential, and you're in their area, there's the phone number. You definitely give them a call. Select Seal Coat and Asphalt Repair will definitely get you hooked up. You know, call them, check them out. We'll appreciate them, man, out here sponsoring. Our title sponsor for the cautions. Obviously, we don't want to see too many cautions, but they love it when they get mentioned out here tonight. What to check? Sure on that.
I think Roger just missed his box a little bit. He had to throw it in reverse and get back into his box. Now he's getting 4 tires. But I think the 29 is going to beat him out, Rob Haynes. A couple cars are going to beat him out.
Looks like, yeah. Stephen Massey. Yeah, he had a 16-second pit stop, so you're right. That hurt him a little bit there on Roger. John Held and Jacob Eisenhower both have not pitted. They stayed out. Okay, so Stephen Massey would be the first one that came in. He had a 7.477 second pit stop. Tells me he only took 2 tires. Chris McCullen, 9 seconds. Tells me he only took 2. Everybody else behind him, 4-second stop, or 14 seconds, 15 seconds, 4-tire stops. I get it. The tire limits brings a whole new, different ballgame, but here's where you're really going to see that normally some tracks, yes, 2 tires and track position. Indianapolis is not a track position style track. You can come through the field here. Times differ so much. You could be midfield and so forth and make it to the front. It's not like an Auto Club or an Atlanta or something like that where we see where all the times are within, a couple hundredths or maybe a tenth or so. It's very hard to come through the field. Here I don't really think track. So in a nutshell, the 2 top guys that took 2 tires, I just don't think they're going to be able to hold their own against those 4 tires. This place gets very slick and very tight real quick, and we've talked about that too. But again, with the tire limits and with that here, there's not a lot you can do, and this is where the strategy comes in. You see the top 2 guys there, and it still looks like John Held is only saying he's made 1 pit stop. So he opted out to pit. But we know for sure that one's going to be tough.
Yeah, he did not pit there.
Yeah, wow. Well, we're just going to definitely see if he can even hold his own there, and obviously you're going to have to watch out for any tire spin or anything like that as pace cars bringing them down the back stretch, getting set. And the same thing with Steven and Chris up there. They're going to have to watch it. Rob Haynes, the first guy with Thomas Lattimore and company up there. Roger Rayos, all them guys 4 tires. And on 4 tires, and I know here, Jeff, you feel like Superman up there. But you've got to be careful, and we've seen it time and time again. patience. That's another thing. You know these guys up here are going to be on older tires. You're going to be much faster than them. Pick your times to pass. You know, there's an opportune time. You definitely don't want to wreck. You know you're fast. Be patient. You're going to get back up the front eventually. It's getting set to go back green here, Indianapolis style. The Ford Entertainment Group PC Xfinity Series. Indianapolis and the pace car's in. Here we go. Going to march, and I tell you, John wastes no time getting out front. But you can already see Rob Haynes is glued to the back bumper. You just see what those new tires do, and what to see. He falls back in line, and you can just tell those new tires are a lot better up front already.
You're about to see how great new tires are compared to 2 tires or no tires at all. Take a look at this. Chris McCullough works his way around the 43 of Stephen Massey. Rob Haynes didn't get the run he needed, but I think he's got a good chance of it here. But over the next few laps, you're definitely going to see the strength of new tires. That's the 43, Stephen Massey, now looking to the inside of Chris McCullough.
You know, this is the thing. Rob knows he's got to be patient. He definitely understands he's faster, but they got to be able to sort it. Here comes the 38, though, Thomas Lattimore. Now, that's another thing Rob's got to look out, too. He's like, man, will the guys behind me be patient? As you see, Thomas throws it in there. Battle up front. Thomas was able to capitalize a little bit on the slower car there on the outside. It held up Rob Haynes for a moment.
That he did, and now take a look at this. Down on the inside, the 38, Thomas Lattimore is working his way up. That's a quick-looking car on the short run here. He thought about going 3 wide, thought better of it as he gets up high, wide, and handsome into the 5 car. Now they're 3 wide for the back. The 2's the meat and the sandwich, touches the 27. They managed to make it all work, though. Talk about a close call. Some good driving. They're 3 wide for second place. The 38 takes it up the middle. The 43, Stephen Massey to the inside. And up on the outside, Chris McCullough. McCullough goes high. He gives them enough room. They're 3 wide. They're making it work. The big winner, though, Thomas Lattimore, up the middle. He's clear. He's going to cut down in front of the 43, and he gets it to second place. What a fantastic move. Talk about great driving. How did he make that work?
Well, the only way, and we just talked about it, 4 tires. I mean, if it wasn't for that, there's no way that move would have been able to hold. He was able to hold the car and drive that thing through the middle, like you said. But right now, what it's done, it has packed the field up back here, and there's a bunch of wild hornets there, definitely mixing it up side by side, door to door out of the turn. Rob Haynes is still there. Roger Reyes is trying to move his way back up to top side. You see Chris McCullough struggling a little bit on the high lane. Kind of hold him up just some. Not his fault, but again, 2 tires versus 4 down low. Here comes the 29 of Rob. He looks like he's going to dive it on the inside and try to make that pass. No, he gets cut off there by the 49.
Oh, he gets cut off, and he is not going to appreciate that. Now he's to the inside. Chris McCullough up into the wall. They're scrambling behind. They managed to make it work. They're still running. The 2 car once again is the meat and the 3 wide sandwich. Everyone comes out of it clean. That's some really smart driving. John Held still out in the lead, though. I'm sorry, Thomas Lattimore got around him there. That had to have been some sort of mistake made because he was a full second back.
Oh, yeah, just new tires. 4 tires versus those older tires. Remember, John did not pit.
Right.
So it wouldn't take long once he got out there in clean air. And we're going to see that, too, back here because Rob Haynes is now cleared. His yellow's out. Caution, and I want to tell you what, the caution here is definitely going to benefit these guys up front who did not. But let's go back and see. Looks like Jacob Eisenhower went off track. Not
Chuck
sure if he
Harrell
was
was involved.
Yeah, Chuck, Chad Angle involved in it, but no, Jason went off track, so let's go and watch on him here just to see. I don't think he was the cause of it. I think he maybe was just
the 91 was the cause.
All right. Let's watch it.
The 91 overdrove the entry into the 3. 3 did a couple of pirouettes. The 41 and 17 involved.
Yep, we're seeing it right now. Yeah, it looks like Jacob just had to move right there. Let's go back one more time here on Chad Angle. Let everybody see it. Yeah, remember we're ahead of time than everybody on the stream. To the 41 here, then we got Chuck Harrell. The 3 was involved. I mean, them guys was doing an awesome driving job up front. My hat's off to them there. It's what we pretty much what we, expected to see with the newer tires. And yeah, you're right there. Just got turned, and then the 41 nowhere to go. Turn them around, and this is not a self-cleaning track, so pretty much when they wreck, it kind of closes it up. Now, you're John Held, and if you're not just him, let's say you just pitted under that one caution, you really can't come in. This is where the tire limit comes in. Everybody normally would come in and get tires, Jeff, but at this point, no, you just can't. You just made a pit stop, what, 7-8 laps ago?
Right. Thomas Lattimore coming down pit road.
I see that. Oh.
This is
everybody's coming down. Yeah. Well, let's obviously we know John Held's going to take it, but let's watch what Thomas does here. Let's watch his pit stop. Curious to see if he puts tires on, because at some point you're just not going to be able to put tires. And then is the car going to be drivable? That's another thing, after a while. But let's see. Nope, he went fuel only. Okay, smart move. So, yeah, he went fuel only, which is pretty much what everybody did up front. All those drivers did fuel only. Okay, so all the drivers who pretty much pitted during the caution came in for fuel, which is, again, that's smart. That is a smart strategy move there, because they're only on 50% fuel, and we saw they were only going, 12, maybe 14 laps or so on fuel. So this right here might get them to our next stage, which is, give me 1 second here, I'll pull up my little tattletale sheet. Lap 50 is what we're looking for. So that actually puts them that'll put them about 14 laps away. That's going to put them close on the fuel mark. Let's see. Thomas Lattimore has 3 pit stops. 2 of them, we know he's taking tires pretty much. So he has 2 sets left. I would say at the stage he's probably going to slap a set on, and then probably from 50 to 80. What do you think? Split it in the middle, maybe lap 65, jump on pit road, take the other set.
That's what I would do. You need to save, and I would try my best to save a set in case there's a green, white checkered or anything like that, a late race caution. Those 4 tires will win you the race, so I think if you can, save a set for later.
All right. Well, we'll have to see how this thing plays out. Definitely on the caution here, and our caution sponsor tonight, Slate Seal Coat and Asphalt Repair. Appreciate the guys coming on board. As this is a caution, about a 4-car wreck back in the back there. Unfortunately, some guys getting tangled up in the turns. Hope everybody's enjoying it. Also, let me know how it sounds over there on the Facebook side of things. Jeff, I don't know if you know, I'm always trying to better things, and I'm always fiddling with stuff. I guess I just like messing with tech, trying to make things sound better, look better. There's not really much you can do, but you can always make it sound better. I don't know about making me sound better. You sound fine, so
good stuff. Sounds like some good stuff. That's why I'm just here to talk. I don't know any about the broadcast side or anything like that. I just like looking at race cars. That's my. Oh man, I love it. Yeah, I love the racing. We're back here, and it's been a good series so far. These guys have done an outstanding job. With the racing, I know they had a doubleheader this past Sunday. Obviously, I was doing one of the major races this past last Sunday, so they had a doubleheader race at the Pocono track. That was really, really neat. Kept up on the highlights of that one. Looked pretty good. Well, we're back here at Indianapolis here for these guys here with the Ford Entertainment Group PC Xfinity Series here tonight. But like I said, if you're over on the Facebook side and you're listening in, let me know how it sounds balance-wise with the cars and all. I always love feedback, and I know some of the league and the league owners give me feedback and so forth and so on. But pace cars in. Here we go. We're going green as Jacob Eisenhower out front.
Thomas Lattimore. I don't want to say Lattimore, but Lattimore. Now remember, all those guys are on their older set of tires. And we'll have to see how this actually shapes up here. We got a good battle for about second and third.
Yep, we do. That battle there. Now Rob Haynes to the inside of the 87. Thomas Lattimore got clear. So that's a battle for third at the moment. Rob Haynes on the inside. Anthony Titchener up on the outside. Doing a great job there. Both staying side by side and staying off of each other.
Yeah, it is. Josh Saucy right there. Pole sitter here tonight sitting in fifth. He's got Roger Reyes right there along with him. They'll go door to door. Almost. Roger looks to the inside for a moment. Can't make the pass. Has to drop it back in the line. And this is where we're going to see it. This is with this tire limits here. Not everybody's on the same set of tires, so you see a lot of passing. Battle up front, though. Thomas wants that lead going to the inside. He's going to look. I think he's going to get it going into one.
Thomas wants the lead. Thomas will get the lead here. He is clear, but let's see what Jacob has to say about it. The crossover move on corner exit is not going to stick. Now Thomas Lattimore still leading the way here. He needs this good run off of turn number 2. He got really low in the corner. Looks like he's going to get that run off now. And he is going to be, turn number 2. I thought I got messed up there. Turns out I was right from the beginning. Now he goes all the way to the bottom there, then back up to the top. That's not him having issues or getting loose or anything like that. He's trying to break up the draft and not give any advantage to Jacob Eisenhower behind him. And he gets this really good run off turn number 4 here. He could hold on to it. He gets down to the white line, and now a good run off. But I'll tell you what, Jacob Eisenhower also got a good run. So now Thomas Lattimore is breaking up that draft. He's watching that rear view mirror, and he's trying not to let Jacob get to him.
Absolutely. Get that fishtail going down the front stretch there. They're snaking it, like I say, trying to break the draft. It's just one of those normal things we see here. Boy, Roger Reyes all race along has came out of the turn sideways, drifting that car. And some expert style driving. He is on the move. He's up the fifth, looking very well good right now, trying to work over the back end of Josh Saucy, and he'll see if he can't get him. As I head off on a turn, he looks to the inside. It's not quite close enough there. Nice looking Toyota machine, but boy, you are nose to tail on your whole top 10. And it's not going to stay that long. But man, what a good run. Boy, that was Josh. Got an awesome run on the back tailgate there of Rob Haynes and almost tried to push him through the turn.
Here comes Roger Rios Mateus to the inside. He's going to look low on the 81 Josh Susi. And now going into turn number 1, Susi loses the position. Decides it's not worth it, doesn't want to be side-by-side entering the turn, gives it to the 5 car. Let's see what he's able to do, though. He's got a really good run for him, and if he can get a good run off turn 2, he might have something. He gets low onto those bumpers, and man, he's right there on the 5 car. Will Roger block? Will Josh make the move? Josh does. Now he's to the inside of the 5. He's going to try and get a little bit of a draft there from the 29, who's side-by-side with the 88, but not enough. Roger blocks a really bold block there. Close call. That gets Josh up to the top. They were 3 wide there earlier. Managed to make it work. What a great battle here for about 2nd or 5th.
Absolutely. Right now, definitely a good battle. Like I say, holding on. Roger is right there, 3rd place, trying to see if he can't get 2nd. That is allowing Thomas to walk away here for the moment. Jacob, though, behind him with Anthony. They're going to go door to door. So it is a good shakeup up front here with all these drivers. The 87 machine there of Anthony. You've got Josh in the mix too. Jason Branch right there behind him. Kenneth McCullen. You got about 4 or 5 machines all nose to tail battling it out. Good battle going to be coming here to the line, still up front. Thomas Lattimore still leading it. Right here, you've actually got Kenneth McCullen going to look on the inside of Jason Branch, going to take that spot away. Nope. Thought about it. Wasn't able to do it. Had to pull back behind him. 87 there of Anthony. Everybody's kind of looks like settled down for the most part for a moment. As looks like Jacob Eisenhower has jumped on pit road. I'm just wondering if these guys can actually make it to the stage on fuel.
Yeah, we're going to find out. Eisenhower took tires as well. He took 4 tires. That's interesting for sure.
Yeah, absolutely. A good battle going on here about 7th and 8th spot. Steven, along with Kenneth, they've been duking it out here for the most part. Look at Thomas up front. He's got company, and Rob Haynes has pulled up on his back bumper. Rob's going to look to see if he can't put the pressure on him to maybe take this stage away from him. Roger Reyes right there along with him. We got a 3-car battle, and these guys are very hungry to take over the lead and win this next stage here tonight at Indy.
Gonna do everything he can. Just 9 laps remaining in this stage, 8 when they get to the line. But man, are these drivers giving it everything they've got. Thomas Lattimore is really good at playing that game out front, of breaking up the draft, not giving an advantage to the guys behind him. Let's see how well that works for him here. As long as he keeps nailing his corner entries and exits, he could have a really good shot at holding these drivers off.
So far, so good amongst all these drivers out here. As everybody's looking really good so far, like I said. Thomas right now hanging on to the top spot. He's got Rob right behind him. Roger Rios right there along with him. So the top 3 guys all nose to tail. For the most part, still hanging on to it. I don't know. Let's see, lap 50, we got about 7 to go. Does Thomas have enough to hold those 2? They definitely want that lead. Thomas doing everything he can down the front back stretch here.
Yes, he is. By diving to the bottom, breaking up that draft, he is doing a really great job of making sure they don't get that run on him, because that's the best way to make passes here, is you draft up on somebody on the straightaway, and then you're to their inside on corner entry, and that's how you get around them. But if they don't have that draft, man, it makes it a whole lot more difficult. So Thomas Lattimore, he knows what he's doing. Rob Haynes as well behind, and Roger Rios Mateus all doing a great job here battling for the lead. One of them is going to come home the stage winner. The question is, in the next 7 laps, who's it going to be?
I got you right there. I'm going to tell you who's it going to be. I mean, it's definitely going to be anybody's ball game between top 3. Man, Roger, every time he comes out of the turn, that thing, it just kicks sideways on him. Awesome driving job by him so far. Roger's right there. I mean, look how close they are. I mean, Rob is on his back bumper. He's trying to get to the inside, going for the lead. Is Rob Haynes going to be able to take it going into turn 3? I think he's got the preferred line. Thomas not going to give it up that easy, though.
No, he's not going to give it up that easy, but it's not really his choice. And once you lose the inside, it gets a whole lot more difficult to hold on to your position. Now Roger Rios Mateus to the inside as well. Almost clear, not quite. Now, the longer they stay battling side by side, the better for our new leader, Rob Haynes. He wants them to stay side by side for as long as possible. It slows both of them down, and will let the 29 pull away a little bit.
And the preferred line right there is Roger. Oh, contact right there out of the turn. And that's going to allow Thomas Lattimore. He's going to fall back and allow Josh to get up underneath him. But, man, that was a little bit of trading some paint. And now Josh and Thomas is going to trade a little bit of paint coming out of the turn.
Man, Roger just got a little bit loose there and managed to hold on to it, though. Some great battling up here now for the 4th position. Josh Susie trying to get around Thomas Lattimore. I'm sorry, that is for 3rd or for 4th? That's for 3rd.
3rd. Woo! It's a good racing so far between these guys. I have my hats off to them right now. I love it up front. Good racing. And still, Thomas is there trying everything he can.
He is, and that lets Stephen Massey join the fray in the 43 car. And take a look at this. He's dropped a full second in the past few laps. I'm telling you, these side-by-side battles really hurts the speed here. But now they're looking to be 3 wide, but Josh backs out of it. Thomas Lattimore up on the outside. How about Stephen Massey all the way down to the grass? Now he has to move up a little bit to get the corner entry. Lattimore doing a really great job up on that outside, but he needs to not let the 43 get to his inside. He did a great job of doing that. That was close, though.
Yes, it is right there. Old Steven up into the mix. Where'd he come from? Just out of nowhere. Now he's up to 4. Thomas Lattimore right there hanging on the 3rd, and just let everybody know. There he is, so hopefully we don't lose any connections or anything, but if we all of a sudden just die, what happens? Can't control Mother Nature. Oh, car on the wall. That right there looked like it was Josh Saucy. Went up there and slammed the wall just like Tom Drilling did earlier in the race. Car looks like it pushed up. In front of them, battle for the for 3rd and 4th. That's going to be between Steven and Thomas Lattimore. Roger Reyes is taking over the top spot. Well, he's looking to make it back-to-back on stages. Remember, he messed up on pit road earlier there, Jeff. And now he's about 4 laps away from stage number 2 here tonight.
You're right. Josh Susie didn't make too much contact with the wall. Wasn't that hard of a hit, but man, is it going to upset this car. He's still losing positions back there. Momentum is huge, and having a clean car is huge. Now he lost both of those things, both of those advantages there. It's going to be a long night here for the 81, who is dropping like a rock through the field.
Absolutely is. Right there is Rogers out front. Rob sitting in second. Thomas up into 4th. Steven moved up into 3rd. And, Anthony now up into the wall some. And Kenneth McCullen had to make an evasive move to go around and brought Anthony Keys with him. Darren Bruce and company. So a lot of these guys are already feeling the effects of older tires. Those cars are definitely pushing up. As right now, Anthony Keys... Ooh, that was a close one right there. He cut up close in front of Kenneth. Took that spot away.
Very close call, but everyone keeping on their toes. Just 2 laps left in this stage. Once they get to lap 50, that'll be the end of stage 2, and then it'll just be a 30-lap dash to the end.
Yeah, it is right there. Good one. As Anthony, unfortunately, after hitting the wall, now has slid off a little bit. Steven right there behind him. Take that spot away. And Anthony he falls out of the top 10. What happens? Bonus points only go to top 10. Josh right now is the man on the bubble in 10th. Jason Branch right behind him. Darren Bruce for the moment. If he can't go up underneath Anthony and take that spot away for 6th.
Everyone's sort of spread out here over the long run, and that's what we expected to see. Rob Haynes falling back from Roger Rios Mateus. Last lap, a 56.257 for Roger, and a 55.93 for Rob Haynes, who's now running the 5 car back down once again. But these drivers are all just duking it out like crazy back here.
Getting up here close for stage 2 here tonight. We're right here on the lap. See if Roger is out. All he's got to do is make it one more time around. He's going to take sweep both stages tonight. He's got to obviously finish out the lap here as he's going down into turn number 4. Cut off down the back stretch. Now, if you're Roger, what do you do on this? Do pit stop wise, as he's going to win stage 2, and he's going to stages tonight. Obviously, Roger would love to definitely win this next one.
My strategy going forward, if you have 2 sets of tires, you take 4. If you've only got 1 set, you might want to consider just taking 2 tires, but that puts you in a really bad spot. If you're up front, I sure hope you have at least 2 sets of tires here. But you have to take some now. You need 4 tires, no doubt about it.
Oh, yeah, definitely. Rob was able to hold on to second. He was able to hold on to the top 10. 9th, and Josh was the Bart. But here tonight. Caution here for the stage 2. I don't know. It's been a good one with the tires and everything that we've got going on. Had some excellent driving up front. What do you think here, Jeff?
I think Roger's looking really strong on the long run. Even on the short run, he's quick, but on the long run especially, he's doing a really fantastic job. That's hard to beat here. If you got that long run speed at a track that just eats up tires like this, it's really hard to overcome that, especially when they've been dominant the entire race.
There you go. So we'll see what happens as caution here for the Coat and Asphalt Repair. Caution tonight. Ford Entertainment Group PC Xfinity Series. Very good one here as Roger Rios has swept both of the caution, or not, excuse me, swept both of the stages here. Well, it'll be interesting to see what they do on pit road, though. All right, folks, we're back here. But that's still under caution here for the last stage, the five for all the marbles. We were just watching both stages on pit road for very, very.
He went down a lap.
Yeah, I'm not sure if he had optional fares or if he. He had a penalty on pit road. I'm trying. Back to green here at Indianapolis. Oh, well, like we said, this is all of it. Looks like every tires like thought they would. Stage now. That left. Not sure if some of these guys might don't. I don't. Earlier on in the race, some took 2, so they might tires left. We know they're going to have to make another pit stop before the end of this race because of fuel. Have 2 tires, tires on there. Go with it. Interesting to see what happens as this race goes on. Up front, everybody kind of single file. So strategy definitely is going to play a factor here at the end.
Absolutely right. That strategy is going to be a factor in this. Stephen Massey now trying to draft up on the Rob Haynes machine, doing a really good job there in second place. Starting 10th, now up to second. Kenneth McCullough all the way from 16th to 3rd. A great run for him. Doug Hess as well from 18th to 8th. So 25th to 11th, Matthew McCann, Anthony Keys, 20th to 12th. A lot of drivers working their way up through the field, but my goodness, is Rob Haynes doing a great job up front. And I still can't believe that the 5-car won a lap down. He swept the first 2 stages, and now he's in a lot of trouble.
Yeah, I agree with you there. Definitely in a lot of trouble. What happens if he can bounce back here? Definitely going to need some help. Done. And up front, oh, Rob Haynes. Stephen Massey right there in second, along with the 3rd place Kenneth McCullough. Run, Thomas Lattimore. He's been up there all night long. Thomas has, so don't get him out. Stephen Evasius.
Stephen Evasius, yeah.
Up in the 5th, and Jim Westerfield. Wow. Name all night long, but he is slowly but surely. Tom Drilling, remember earlier in the race, bumped the wall there and fell way, way back. He is up now and fought it back up to 7th, up 9th. Battle was actually good battle going on here about 10th, 11th, 12th place spot.
Battling further back, like you said, for 10th, 11th, 12th. We got, who's this? This is Josh Thursey with a really great run on the 6 car. I think the 60 might have gotten up into the wall. Josh Thursey started on the pole, but he's been struggling all night. He's sitting back there in 13th, trying to make something happen on the long run here, but he's got a big hole to dig himself out of. I think he needs a caution.
I'm with you on that. Definitely needs a caution to see if he can. Now, good battle going on there about round 12. And Matthew McCain. Holy cow. Remember, he started this race 3 laps down on pit road. That's where he's at. He's in 11th right now. You talk about just. And Anthony Keys. Oh, he had to check up. And Anthony Keys got up in the wall. Matthew had to check up. And then Anthony, right behind him, got kind of in the back end. So luckily that wasn't worse than what it was there. But still, Matthew bounced back and get 11th. What a comeback.
Absolutely. What a great comeback for him. That is some awesome driving. Things you love to see there. Rebounding, bouncing back from a penalty here. And now he's sitting up there in 11th with a great run.
Yeah, it is. So, awesome guy. As everybody so far has looked good. Up front. Definitely still. Man out front, Rob Haynes. kind of walking away from the field here so far.
He is. He's got about 0.3 seconds over Stephen Massey. Actually, that gap just widened quite a bit. Did something happen?
I'm not sure. Not sure if anything happened or if it was.
Well, I think he bumped the wall. No,
he's definitely
he did.
doing
He
it
got
also.
close to it.
Got close to it? All right. Well, he's definitely doing an outstanding job. I like it right now. Kind of everybody's split up front for the most part. We'll just have to see what these guys are able to do up there. Tom's back there. Tom's actually coming on pit road.
Might be a little early for pit stops, but we'll see here. If they're going to break the stage in half, they'll need to pit at 65, which is in 4 laps.
Yeah, it is. So that'll be interesting to see if he actually is able to stay out front or actually come back to the, because he was able to bounce back there. So what do you think so far here, Jeff? This one.
Going to be interesting to see here. It's all about the long run. If Rob Haynes can have a good pit stop, because we know he needs to make one, not mess up, and just continue to hit all his marks, he'll be in good shape. However, if somebody has 4 tires, they are going to be absolutely a force to be reckoned with. A little bit longer pit stop, about, that'd be 8 seconds longer. But in about 3 laps, they should be able to overcome that gap. So it is worth it if you have the 4 tires to take the extra time on the pit stop, get the fresh tires, and go. Now, do we know? We don't really know if those people have any more tires. We don't know who does, who doesn't. We're going to find out, though, here over the course of this run, because we are getting close to pit stop time. At least one more stop is needed. Then they got to hope there isn't a green-white checkered. Otherwise, they could run out of fuel.
Yeah, you're right. So it's going to be fine. Is obviously fuel strategy. Laps are winding down. Rob Haynes, Stephen Thomas lap. Oh, the number 2 machine, Stephen Macias, had to chase that car down the track. Under him just a little bit there. I think we've had a very and a good race here all night long so far.
We certainly have a lot of clean driving, some 3-wide action, some really great stuff just all around for these drivers. Now, Rob Haynes, I don't think he wants to see a caution flag at all. He wants this race to continue going green. He can keep flexing his muscles and continue running. Let's see when they come down pit road here. We're at the halfway point of the stage coming up.
Yeah, it is. Like you said, halfway. Or of 80. That'll put us with a... So, does Rob have enough off of me? His pit stop was 2 seconds. damage he was taken care of, or he had a massive penalty once. Anybody out there know maybe what happened to Roger Rayos on that stage caution?
I think Rob does not want a caution at all because he is still pulling away from the field, but Roger is begging and pleading for one. He's the only car lap down. He would be the lucky dog at the moment. He needs that caution, and he'll have a chance here. But staying out here is Rob Haynes on lap 65. He chooses not to pit.
Yes, he does. So we'll just have to see what he does here so far. I don't know. Good race, though, it has been. As our leaders, a couple of them are on pit road with 50 to go. Bob Haynes still out on the track, though. Guy's about third back. Come out on pit road. You go ahead and get that fuel.
Let's see what Rob Haynes decides to do here. If he will come down this time. Kenneth McCullough, Stephen Massey, all these drivers. It's all about having a clean pit stop. You got to be fast on entry, not speed, not make any mistakes. Now Rob Haynes coming down pit road, blowing the car up, gets it down below 60, and he's going to cruise right there, 60, 61, now back down to 60 miles an hour, all the way down pit road. Make sure not to get a speeding penalty here. That would really ruin the night.
Oh, it would, and definitely not what you want. Just instead of you, it's going to definitely be over with at that point. Well, good race out here amongst all these drivers. Hey, right now that's going to put Kenneth McCullough out front. Ronnie Erline.
He's pitting though. The 03 will come in this time.
Okay.
Rob Haynes took 4 tires now, so he is going to be very, very quick, and he needs no cautions. He needs this race to run clean until the end, and that would be perfect for him. He should have this race won, but let's see how it all cycles out here, as now he is making that trek off the pit road. Remember, the pit exit here is a long, long journey, and he exits the pit access road off of turn number 2. He's getting speed down the backstretch. I think that was just as perfect as a pit stop as you could get.
Yes, it was. As Ronnie right there is going to take over the lead. He opts to stay out. Darren Brooks and out too. Now, obviously, this would be ideal if a caution, kind of what they are. Chuck Harrell out too. Now, that's where in. That's road. He's coming off pit road now. Bob Haynes back on the track. And done. It should cycle around. But I tell you what, he's got Thomas Lattimore right there on his back bumper. That could be the battle for the lead here, or maybe for the race. Again, caution flag.
That's what they're hoping for. No caution flags here as they're running to the end. About 13 laps to go.
To go in this one here at Indianapolis here tonight. Our 200 for the Ford Entertainment Group PC. Pit strategy, and our leaders are on pit road. Ronnie Duck, Michael Everhart will cycle around to be the leader. Bob Haynes and company are running him down. That's the difference in tires, and Michael has a lot of damage now. Again, strategy. Actually, you might say, well, I might not be able to win this race. The car looks pretty beat up. But he might come out of here with a good finish nonetheless.
You're right. We'll have to see how it ends up working out for him, though. But I think right now we're going to see him come up. Rob Haynes come up, cycle around to be the leader. But there's a lot yet to be seen. He's got Thomas Lattimore right behind him.
It does. So out front now, pacing themselves hard. Rob Haynes out front, second. And yellow flag is out.
Caution.
Wow, I'm going to tell you, I'm Michael. I'm not stopping.
Now let's see.
What do you do if
Susie
you're the
was
leaders?
involved.
That
I think it was Susie involved there. He blew his
Yeah.
engine. Yeah. Oh, that is not good at all. Got up into the wall, into the inside wall. Car blew up. If you're one of the leaders, you hope you have 4 tires. If you don't, come down and take the tires you got, even if it's just right sides. You got to be careful.
Yeah, let's see. Caution. Oh, got up into the wall, like you said, and got all the way to the inside wall, and air motor's gone. Done deal. Yeah, that thing is smoking bad. Over. So, curious now. The leader, Rob Haynes, Thomas Lattimore, and company. And this is exactly what we were talking about early on. But what you do? Where the tires strategy looks like Bob stays out. Looks like Doug Hess goes in. So the top 7 stay out. Doug Hess, top 8, 9, looks like 9 drivers stay out. But let's see what Doug does. Took tires. Boy, problem is I put him back to 19th place. Don't know if he had enough time. Need for it to be greened in. Definitely could probably, make up. Could come to the caution would hurt him bad though. I think it was the right move. Top guys just staying out here. Pretty much, I think they're out of tires too. Talking.
Right, that is definitely a possibility here, but I think Rob Haynes up front, even staying out on old tires, could have a good chance here. He's got a lot of drivers that stayed out with him. But if you're the 5 car, Roger, man, you are through the roof that caution came out.
Yes. Oh, Bob Haynes, man out front. Thomas Lattimore. Roger Rios just said. Puts him back on the lead lap, doesn't it?
Yes, Roger is back on the lead lap.
Now, the bad thing, I mean, it's the good and the bad for him. Obviously, the good, he's back on the lead. Bad is back in 25. There's not a lot of time to work earlier on. Definitely have to see what he does and see. Goes Rob Haynes. Even Evasius there, 4th and back green, and thing goes green the entire time. Aaron Bruce, remember, he did it. Tires puts him up to 12th. Boy, oh, Doug Hess up to 50. I don't know. Interesting to see if those 4 tires can bring it or not. Think.
I think we're about to see it play out here. 9 laps to go, 8 at the line, and that's what. Man, this is going to be a really great run to the end, I think.
And I'm with you here too. You got Rob, you got Thomas there. Oh, Steven. Westerfield really has been quiet all night long, and now no front. All go taking in excitement. I like this.
Yeah, definitely shaking from excitement here. 9 laps to go at Indy 8 once they get to the line on the restart, and it's going to be a good one. These guys have been quick all night.
Yeah, Rob's been up front. Thomas has been there. Go time. Going to be lap 73 when they cross it here. Pace car's in. We're going back green flag here. Indianapolis style, and Rob says, I'm going to waste no time getting a jump out front, and Thomas didn't get it. That's put Steven now. This is what Rob wants to see. Those guys back there battling side by side. It'll help him get out there a little bit, and the more he can get away from them guys, the better he'll feel, and time will run out. But you can see him already fishtailing come out of the turn.
They all managed to hold on to it, and everyone is saying goodbye to Rob Haynes, who is pulling away. And now, side by side for second place, Thomas Lattimore on the outside, Stephen Massey to his inside, having a great run there. Side by side battle. The outside line isn't going to work. Here comes Stephen Massey up the inside. He's got the advantage. He's got the low line here. 7 laps to go once they get to the line. That's still plenty of time to make something happen. But it's going to be, the more they stay side by side, the harder it's going to be to run down the 29 of Rob Haynes, as if that's not already a tall enough task.
Oh, no doubt about it. Rob is walking away from it, and he is enjoying what he's seeing in his rearview mirror. Those two guys locked up door to door. They head off into turn 1, still side by side. Thomas Lattimore will not give up that outside, and Steve Massey right there. Stephen Massey on the inside. Stephen Avasius, though, is looking, going, guys, figure out which way you want to go. Rob's just rolling off into the sunset on us here. Behind him, Jim Westerfield, Kenneth McCullen, for Doug Hess, 4-tire man. He's up to 12th. He is running down these guys. I'm not saying that he's going to be able to win this thing, but he might be able to crack that top 10. Those 4 tires definitely are working for him right now. We'll just have to see, but still, a door-to-door battle up front. Now you turned into about 4 cars battling for that position.
4-car battle, kind of, sort of. Similar thing up towards the front here. Thomas Lattimore still on the outside. Now he's got the 2-car, Stephen Avasius, to his inside. Avasius thought about giving a shot to the back bumper there to the 43 of Stephen Massey. Didn't. He had to stand on the brakes. Let's see if he's going to take it 3 wide on the bottom. He gets blocked, but he would have done it. Now he starts putting a little pressure on that back bumper. I think Stephen Avasius is tired of getting blocked, and here comes the 03 Kenneth McCullough, who's going to throw his hat into the ring, and he's going to throw a block. The 2-car is on the 03.
Absolutely outstanding driving going on by these drivers back here, second on back, and Rob Haynes is loving every moment of it. He's looking back there going, guys, just keep doing what you're doing. Everybody's kind of on an even playing field from second on back there as far as tires goes. Kenneth McCullen on the inside of Steven. They'll almost trade a little bit of paint. They got close there, but you see second and third place, already a little bit of cat and mouse going on. Steven's trying to get as much draft as he can. Well, I tell you what, Thomas ran him all the way to the wall after he's doing everything he can to stay in front. Problem is, they are not running down Rob Haynes up front. Time is winding out here at Indy. I just don't think right now Thomas has enough to run Rob down at this point.
They have to be half a second quicker than him every single lap here if they just want to get to his back bumper. I just don't foresee it happening, especially when they're battling as hard as they are for second place. This is Rob Haynes' race to lose at this point, 4 to go at the line.
And I'm not saying he can't do it. I mean, he can turn. We've seen it all night long. You can definitely tell Thomas is a big factor. Guys are faster back there if they stay single file. The problem is they're wanting to battle with each other so much, and rightfully so. Every position counts here. Thomas lap seconds. Third. Basia sitting up in 4th. And you go back here, Jim Westerfield. He's moved up to 5th. I tell you, he's been kind of quiet all night long, but when it counts, he's up there. Top 5 runs so far. 7th. Jacob Eisenhower to 8th. Josh Mayhew to 9th. And Doug Hess, remember, first tires, he is up to crack the top 10. Those might not have been a winning move, but it definitely going to get him back up there. And he probably is going to get positions as we still have got about 4 to go here. 4 laps at this track. Got a good ways around here.
Yeah, that's still 10 miles to make something happen. 3 to go at the line here, 7.5 miles to go at Indianapolis Motor Speedway. 80 laps here tonight. Doesn't sound like much, but at a track this big, it can take a lot out of the drivers. They're tired now. They're won everything that they can get. 3 more laps to go. Rob Haynes with a 3-second lead. These drivers are battling hard, though, for 2nd, 3rd, 4th, and 5th. Everyone looking for a little bit more.
And it is, and you just see right there, profile, trying to be as patient as they can, but that definitely could change as Thomas up front there in 2nd place. He is trying to break that draft for everything. Does not want to let Steven get any kind of run that he can. As Joshua back there in 8th. Doug Hess, Joshua's around. Doug Hess got into him. A lap car, I think, was involved. Yellow is out. Go back and watch. I caught maybe the tail end of it there, but let's go back and watch. Doug was putting some pressure. Okay, so the lap car went up into the wall right in front of them. They were gaining on that lap car. Josh goes low. Looks like it basically was a 3 wide. Oh no! Looks just like Doug went on the inside, and that car just didn't rotate, and Josh just got together and pick up some real estate. Ouch! Caution out. Now this is not what Rob wanted.
You're exactly right. He wanted this race to finish out under green. Man, he had about a 3-second lead. This was his race to lose. But with this caution, that changes everything.
It does. So we'll have to see what happens here as put us in green territory. Rob, what's going through your call out on me?
I don't think so. Was I not pushing my push to talk?
No. Nobody talk.
I love it when that happens. I've got my push to talk set up on my steering wheel here, but sometimes I miss the button and just continue talking and don't even realize it here. I don't know. I think Rob Haynes still definitely has the advantage if he was taking care of his tires on that run there.
I'm with you, and I think he was. He obviously was out front, and definitely no contest. He pace himself, go what he needs to basically drive his own race. Now, though, another very good restart. Would love to see Thomas and Stecker. I need Thomas to get a good restart and get clear, because if he gets clear, Thomas could. Remember, Thomas was faster than him. In a green white, it takes 3 laps around.
We will have to see indeed, but I think Thomas Lattimore and Stephen Massey fighting there side by side for so long definitely wore down their tires versus Rob Haynes, who was just out front sort of cruising around. That could be a big difference here.
That is. All right. Down here to the last of it here. Caution here for the Select Seal repair. Caution sponsor for looking for anything done, commercial asphalt, commercial or residential. Yep, there's guys out at Select Seal Coat and Asphalt here. They definitely do some fine. They're our title sponsor. Cautions. I got to give my hats off to all these drivers here so far tonight. It actually has racing. We've a lot of that could have ended in some disasters, but they pulled off some exceptional moves here.
That they have. There's been some really great racing. We saw some 3-wide battling, and man, there were a couple times that I did not think they were going to come out of it clean, but they did. Now, though, green-white checkered here for these drivers. They have, I believe, 3 attempts. Yes, 3 attempts at a green-white checkered. I think Rob Haynes just wants to get this race over with, collect his trophy, and go home, though.
Yeah, I'm with you there, so we'll just have to see. If he gets clear like he did before, and the guys behind him there start battling, I think that works in his favor. If Tom gets clear, though, and is able to stay clear and stay on his back bumper, that's when Rob might have to work.
You're right, but let's see what ends up happening here. How much Rob does have left in his car, left in his tires, or if Thomas Lattimore, Stephen Massey, or Stephen Evasius, Jim Westerfield even, see if any of them can make something happen here now that the field's all bunched up again.
Yeah, it is. So here we go. Tonight, now first, pace car's pulling them around up off the pit road. Rob Haynes there, Stephen Massey. Who's there with a pace car's in. Slowly but surely gets a jump, but Thomas does too, and this is probably not what he wants, but right now you can see old Steven still on the inside of Thomas. Thomas can clear him in turn 1. I just don't think he's going to be able to. No, this is exactly what old Rob wants to see. Those guys go battling. And Thomas was able to clear him, though.
He was able to clear him, but not down the backstretch. Didn't get the runoff that he needed. Now they're going to be side by side. If Stephen Evasius can throw his hat in the mix, then it's all but over there now, but they're still side by side. Darren Bruce to the inside of the 2, sends it in deep, holds on to it. What a great save by the 27. And this is what Rob Haynes wants to see in his rear view. They're still battling for second place.
Get to the white flag will not matter what happens at this point. But boy, Darren Bruce is driving the tires off of that thing out of turn 4 here. As they'll head off down the front stretch, the white flag will fly. Thomas Lattimore is there, so it won't matter. Battle is on for second back here as Rob Haynes, all he's got to do is just pretty much drive this thing off into the sunset. Man, look at this cluster going on for third on back. Stephen Massey is there. Darren Brooks on the outside. 3 wide. Is it going to hold?
Wow, Stephen Evasius made a hole. Now there goes Evasius. He's holding on to it. No, there it goes around. Evasius involved. It's wrecked there.
Roger got it, but it doesn't matter. They're going to race it back to the line. Rob Haynes out front. Comes out of the final turns. Thomas Lattimore is right there. The battle's going to be for third, though, as old Thomas Lattimore is definitely going to hang on to second. Third place, though, out of turn 4. Stephen Massey is there. He's got it. Darren Bruce is there, but Rob Haynes is going to win it here at Indy. What a finish to this one under green-white checkered rule.
Fantastic finish at the end there. You hate to see that for Stephen Evasius, going to come home 21st here, but overall, a really fantastic race. And our winner tonight, Rob Haynes, had a fantastic run.
Man, what a show right there between all these guys. Definitely enjoyed that one. I'm gonna get that was awesome. Got my hats off. Outstanding race. Pretty much from the start to word with him. Rob Haynes, I know he was like, man, I just want to get out front and get this thing over with. Everybody out there enjoyed this one. That was it. Okay, so let's bring up the third place. Hey, Stephen Massey, let's go.
Steven, it's Jeff up in the booth. You got a copy?
Yes, I do.
Well, you had a great run there, and you were battling hard for with Thomas Lattimore. What was going through your mind as you were side by side with the 38 for so long?
I just wanted to get in front of him, man, so we didn't let Rob get away. And I know he was thinking the exact same thing. And we just ended up racing the piss out of each other. It was fun though. I was smiling ear to ear.
You certainly did race very well there. You ran from 10th all the way to 3rd. What was the key to working your way up through the field?
I actually took tires. You know, there's a set amount of tires. The first time I took tires, a lot of people didn't, and I would have been at a disadvantage if cautions fell a different way at the end. But it worked out for me to be able to jump people with tires. The second stage, I had fresh tires. Everyone was on old tires trying to save us that. And I was able to drive up to 3rd, and then ultimately kept that position from there on out.
Well, you did a great job. Is there anyone you want to thank for this 3rd place finish?
Yeah, I'd like to thank Thomas for racing me really hard and not letting me get any further. No, I'm just kidding. I'd like to thank you guys for broadcasting, and Mayu and Dalton and everyone else that runs the league over here. Did a really good job.
Absolutely. Well, congratulations on that 3rd place run here tonight. You did a great job out there, and hopefully we can talk to you again next time.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Policeman, good run. Policeman Thomas Lapp.
Thomas, it's Jeff. You got a copy?
Yeah, I got you, buddy.
All right. Well, we just asked Steven his thoughts on it, but let's ask you, what was going through your mind as you were battling with him there towards the end?
I was hoping that I did not get spun because I was pinching him down real hard, and I knew that if any little slip up he did, you know, I'm on the outside, I'm going to get wrecked. But me and Massey have raced with each other like that since 2013. So it's a good friendly rival, and so I knew he would race me clean. And when you know somebody's going to race you clean like that, you can race hard, and it's fun.
You can. You ran towards the front pretty much all night, but how much was the tire strategy, you know, tire situation, or the lack of too many extra sets of tires impacting your run?
Well, on the first segment, I pitted and took tires where some people did not. So in the second segment, I had to save a set. And I don't want to say it hurt me because of the way things held out, but I'd like to have a fresh set of tires on one of them last cautions there. But I short pitted on the last pit stop with about 15 to go, and I was hoping that I could jump over Steven and Rob. And I knew when Rob come out 2 laps after me and he still had the lead, I knew that was probably going to be the winning move because track position is key and so hard to pass.
That it is. Who do you have to thank for the 2nd place run here tonight?
Oh,
Everybody in the league, F.E.G, Mayu, the whole team, K2B Motorsports, and the practice we put in, and all the guys racing clean up front, putting on a good show for the broadcast, and just overall, it's just a win for everybody.
Absolutely. Well, congratulations on that 2nd place finish here tonight, and hopefully we can be talking to you next time around.
Yes, sir. Hopefully I see y'all one spot better next time.
Absolutely.
But Austin, all he had. Rob Haynes, Joe White in the booth. Copy.
I got you, Joe.
Well, I'll tell you what, Rob, you definitely, I don't know how much you wanted to see that last caution. Definitely love to see those guys battling in the rear there behind you. Take us through because you had a fast machine. How was the tire wear there? It's kind of interesting with the four tire limit tonight.
It wasn't too bad after those last couple of restarts. No tire spin on the restart, and sailed through 1 and 2 pretty good for me. Thomas and Steven, I know, got side by side there, and they probably burned their stuff up earlier on before that last caution. But man, this 29 machine was fast tonight, and a good win for this team.
Oh, absolutely, definitely. Now, did you want to see that last caution, or would you? Would you rather seen it to go green?
That's exactly what I said, Joe. Was you got to be kidding me? We were so close to getting the white there, and yeah, I did not want to see that. I wasn't sure what the tires were going to do, but like I said, they were pretty good, and no problems there.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, definitely had the fast machine tonight there. Pulled it off here for the night for the Ford Entertainment Group here, Xfinity Series. Got anybody you want to thank for the win?
Yeah, of course. You guys always, Joe, Jeff, OSRN, for what you guys do in iStates, FEG, PC. They do a lot for what we're doing here. Butt Kicker and iracing, iFlag, GTR, Milner. Man, there's so many here. The beer store. I'll give a shout out to the beer store, Joe. I know you like beer. And yeah, good win tonight. I think that's 4th on the season. I'll take it and head into this chase coming up soon.
Well, I don't really like beer, but I like the beer store out there. Hey, Dr. Pepper, by the way. But hey, it's a fast beer store machine. I'll give you credit. If you're drinking, you're fast, and you're the fastest drinking guy I've seen, and you put it in Victory Lane again.
Thanks, Joe. Hey, listen, I was talking to Steven there and Thomas after the race, and I was explaining to those guys, like, being the leader there on those last 2 restarts, that was the key to this race, securing that lead spot. Because, I mean, I told, like, Thomas would have gotten away if he was the leader, and I'd have been battling Steven. So it was just kind of a luck of the draw there, coming out with the lead there. You know, I'm not sure which lap it was, but before that last session started, and man, that's what it took, I guess.
Strategy always got to play into it. It's definitely the way. Fast man night, you put the thing again.
Thanks, Joe. Appreciate it.
All right, there we go. Well, I tell you what, Jeff, man, what a run, what a race here. A lot of strategy involved, pit strategy, cars. I mean,
Well, it was a fantastic race. I'm really glad that they did end up keeping it clean. It was an awesome run there throughout the field. They did a great job tonight running side by side, but it was all about the long run, and that's exactly what it took to win, was having the long run speed and taking care of your equipment. Awesome race all around.
That said, we're going to leave Indy here tonight for the Ford Entertainment Group Xfinity Series, and that man Rob Haynes put in a Victory Lane. Everyone, have a good night.